Lassies, the name is Blue Toad, and today isn't just any day. Today is not any day. It's a very special day. 9 years ago, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard just didn't release. It reset the entire franchise. It took a series that had drifted into action territory and dragged it back into the shadows. Back into fight hallways, back into the kind of horror that makes your stomach tighten before you even open a door. Today, on its 9th anniversary, I'm looking back at why Resident Evil 7 still hits so hard. How it reinvented survival horror, and how the 2022 next-gen update pushed the experience into a whole new era. When Resident Evil 7 launched in 2017, the series was at a crossroads. Fans were split. Some loved the explosive action of Resident Evil 5 and Resident Evil 6, but others missed the slow burn dread of the early games. Capcom's solution was bold: switch to first person, strip away the military spectacle, and drop players into a grounded personal nightmare. The moment you step into the Baker plantation, you feel that shift. The house feels claustrophobic. The air feels heavy. Every sound echoes just a little too long. It wasn't just a new camera angle. It was a new identity for the franchise. One of the biggest reasons Resident Evil 7 still stands out is the Baker family. They're not just enemies, they're characters. Unpredictable, memorable, and disturbingly human. Jack Baker is the perfect example. He doesn't just chase you, he toys with you, he talks to you, and breaks through walls like he owns the place. Because he does. Marguerite brings her own brand of nightmare fuel, with her twisted transformations and that voice that crawls under your skin. And Lucas turns the game into a psychological trap, where every puzzle feels like it could be your last. The Bakers made the world feel alive, dangerous, and deeply personal. Resident Evil 7 is full of moments that stick with you long after the credits roll. The first encounter with Mia is still one of the most shocking openings in modern horror. One minute you're searching for your missing wife. The next you're fighting for your life as she turns violent without warning. And there's a dinner scene. A moment that instantly became iconic. It's grotesque, uncomfortable, and forgettable. And the garage fight with Jack, pure chaos. It feels improvised, messy, and unpredictable. Which is really why it works. Which is exactly why it works. Sorry about that. These moments weren't just scares. There were statements about the kind of horror Resident Evil 7 wanted to deliver. 5 years after release, Capcom dropped a surprise. A full next-gen update for the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. And this wasn't a small patch. It was a full modernization of the game. The upgrade added 4K resolution, ray-traced lighting, improved shadows, and smoother performance. Suddenly, the Baker home felt even more oppressive. Light bounced realistically off old wood. Darkness felt deeper. Reflections added a new layer of atmosphere. On PS5, the haptic feedback and the adaptive triggers changed the feel of the game completely. Every gunshot had weight. Every door creak vibrated through the controller. Even blocking an attack felt more physical. Both PS5 and Series X and S players got upgraded 3D audio, which made the plantation sound alive. You could hear Jack's footsteps behind you with unsettling accuracy. You could track sounds through walls. The house didn't look better. It sounded more dangerous. Load times were nearly instant, keeping the tension unbroken. And the best part? The upgrade was free for anyone who already owned the game. It gave fans a reason to revisit the nightmare. And it introduced new players to Resident Evil 7 in its most polished immersive form. Resident Evil 7 just didn't revive Resident Evil, it reshaped it. It laid the foundation of Resident Evil Village, which expanded on the first-person formula. It influenced the tone and pacing of the Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, and Resident Evil 4 remake. It proved that the franchise could evolve without losing its soul. Most importantly, it reminded players that survival horror could still innovate, still surprise, and still terrify. 9 years later, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard remains one of the most important horror games of its generation. It's tense, atmospheric, and fearless in its approach. Whenever you played it on release, revisited it with the 2022 next-gen upgrade, or braved it in VR, the experience stays with you. So here's the 9 years of the Bakers, 9 years of the reinvented horror, and 9 years of the game that brought the franchise back to its roots and pushed it into the future. Happy anniversary, Resident Evil 7. You changed the game, and you're still haunting us. And yeah, that concludes my speech. Like, subscribe to my channel, and to my Mushroom Kingdom dudes. Peace out, and bye-bye!